Welcome to Intuitive Alchemy, the space where we turn cosmic and spiritual insight into practical, real-world healing. I'm Sydney, trained intuitive, energetic alchemist, and medical astrologer in training. And on Intuitive Alchemy, I get personal. We don't do surface level here. We go deep. No fluff, just the energetic shifts, raw stories, and grounded practices that actually change your life and activate your personal power. Now let's get into it. Hello and welcome back to Intuitive Alchemy. Today, I'm just going to get right into it since this is a quickie episode, and I was going to talk about something completely different, and then I just had an experience that I was like, you know what? I feel a little tiny bit ruffled, and I would rather, let's just talk about that. And let's talk about what I did to kind of get less ruffled, I guess you could say. So this is going to go back to nervous system regulation. Okay, we'll just get into it. Story time. So what happened was I had run to Target, and okay, first of all, let's preface this. I live in Phoenix, and Phoenix is obviously a very large city, and much like many, if not most, or if not all, very large cities, it's patchy. There's some really, really, really nice areas, and then there's some areas like right adjacent to that very nice area that is like really not good. Like somewhere that you wouldn't really want to be necessarily, especially if you're like outside of the car or whatever. So I had gone to Target to get a few things, and then I was on my way back home. I was like, oh, I need gas. So let me just pull into this Quick Trip. And so I pulled into the Quick Trip, I park at a pump, and I like open my door, look up, like just, as one does. And at the exact split second that I look up, I see a cop like on foot outside. And this young black kid, I say kid, he may have been in his 20s. Like, I don't really know. They weren't like super close. They were like maybe a car and a half length ahead of me, in front of me. And the kid like swings at, like he's trying to like smack the cop. Like it wasn't a closed fist. It was like a smack, kind of like he just swung his arm and he missed. But the cop was fit AF, and the cop was ready. He was thinking on his feet, and I kid you not, I have never seen anything like this, and maybe that's just me being like sheltered or whatever, I don't know, but I've never seen somebody like punch someone like this. This cop clocked the shit out of this kid. Like he landed that punch flawlessly. And just, he didn't knock him out, but like he took him down, like he went down. And at that point I couldn't see, like while he was on the ground, I could see the cop like cuffing him, but I couldn't see the kid because there was a car at the pump in front of me. And I'm just like, I didn't even get out of my car because I am just kind of at this point a little bit in shock. Like I'm just going to get gas. Like I wasn't expecting to witness this. And so the cop, he like cuffs him and he pulls him back up to standing ish, because the kid was like limp. He wasn't passed out, but like he was not cooperating. So he was like not helping at all by standing up. And this kid, his face was so bloody. He was like spitting out this stream of blood, which is so gross. Like I don't even like saying that. I just like, oh, like my stomach is upset even just like thinking, like picturing how it looked. And I'm just sitting there like still in my car, like I like shut the door again because I was just like, oh my God, do I even want to get gas here? Like the situation was like under control, and it wasn't like, shooting or anything like that, but I was just like, the frequency here is really low, and I just like don't know that I want to be, but I was like, I need gas, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get gas. But anyway, so my point is I guess, that by witnessing that, like literally, if I had not looked up at the second that I did, I would not have seen that exchange. I would have seen the bloodiness and everything, because he pulled him up and like pulled him over to the sidewalk, and he was sitting down like against the Quick Trip building. There was like a Quick Trip employee out there. Obviously, I have no idea what happened or how that escalated. I literally have not even a guess. I mean, there's so many things that it could have been. But the whole point was I witnessed that. And even though it had literally nothing, not a single thing to do with me other than the fact that I was just there to see it by complete happenstance, I still felt dysregulated from witnessing that. And that is something that I've been, over the last, several months, I've been really just like doing, as you know, a deep dive on the nervous system and regulating my own nervous system. And I mean, I've been doing really well, and like all of the work that I've been doing has absolutely been working. But that doesn't mean that you're not going to run into situations, whether it has to do with you and your own life, or whether it's literally just something that you're witnessing happen to somebody else, or that you're witnessing happening to somebody else like online, just like we did yesterday. Today I'm recording this on Thursday, and just yesterday, we had a shooting of a very public figure. And luckily I did not see the graphic video that showed it, but I know a lot of people did. I've seen a lot of friends posting about that. And whether or not you know a person, or whether or not they literally have anything to do with you, any connection with you, whenever you witness something that is traumatic, whether it's just like a fight, or whether it's an actual, like, the worst that it could be, a murder or something like that, it doesn't matter that your nervous system does not know that it's not you. Like your mind consciously knows that, okay, I'm not the one that just got clocked in the face, and I'm not the one spitting out blood on the parking lot of Quick Trip, or I'm not the one that just lost, a family member due to a shooting or whatever. But whenever we're consuming this information, when I say consuming, more so in the social media sense, because that is more of a choice. I definitely wouldn't say that I chose. I mean, I could have looked away, I guess, but I mean, at that point, like, you can't, you're just like, what the fuck? And so anyway, these things are going to happen, and sometimes you are just privy to it. Like, you just can't miss it. It's right in front of you, and you're going to witness it. And the point is that your nervous system is not going to realize that, oh my God, that's not actually happening to me, so I'm actually safe. I don't need to have this adrenaline rush, and I don't need a cortisol spike, and my heart doesn't need to race, or my chest doesn't need to get all kind of heavy, and but that's just our nervous systems are incredibly primal, and they just don't know the things that our conscious minds know. And so what's been really interesting is I learned in a book that I'm reading, it's called Body First Healing, which I love it. I definitely recommend the book. It's very readable. It's not too like sciencey. Like The Body Keeps the Score and some other books like that can be a little like dry, I guess you could say, like amazing information, but a little dry. This one's not like that. So anyway, she was talking about how it's the phenomenon, I guess you could say, that animals, like wild animals, we're not talking about like dogs, like house dogs and house cats and stuff, like pets. We're talking like wild animals. They encounter so many more like dangerous and life-threatening circumstances, like on a daily basis, than most of us do as humans. Of course, there are exceptions to that, but just most of us in America don't experience that many like life or death experiences on a day-to-day basis like wild animals do. And however, you don't see wild animals like just out there like with super dysregulated nervous systems. Like that's just not how it is. And so she was talking about how she didn't like make this up. Like this was discovered, I guess, probably by somebody else. And I don't remember who it was. That's not the point. So basically it's like, why, if we have kind of the same nervous system framework as these wild animals, why are they so much more, I guess you could say, resilient to these traumatic circumstances or, you know, whatever situations, life or death situations? Like they may actually be being chased by a bear on a regular basis, and we're just getting dysregulated over like receiving a text message that, or not receiving a text message, or getting a bill in the mail, or getting cut off in traffic, like whatever, like witnessing somebody getting punched, you know. It's like that literally was not a dangerous situation for me. But I still I got like a really like icky feeling in my body. My heart started racing. I felt very like not good. And I mean, I felt dysregulated. And so anyway, the answer is to that animals have these built-in mechanisms, or these built-in, I guess, like instincts to regulate their nervous system to get back to that neutrality. And so like whenever you see like even dogs, you'll see the dogs do this like all the time. Like they'll literally shake it off. And it's like, yeah, sometimes they had an itch or they are wet and so they're shaking to get the wetness off or whatever. But they usually do that whenever it's a literal nervous system regulation mechanism. And animals, they all have something like that, whether it is shaking or whether it's something else that they do. And we as humans we're not taught to do that. We don't, you know, I don't know about you, but nobody told me when I was growing up, like, oh, just you need to shake your body whenever you're feeling overwhelmed. Like you literally need to stand up and shake your body. That was just never a thing. I mean, that will absolutely be a thing, like absolutely non-negotiable. I will be teaching my future children or child that, but I mean, it's just now becoming a thing that we're realizing like, oh my God, we actually have to do this. And the fact that we don't is what's keeping us so dysregulated by things that often have literally nothing to do with us. We're just like parallel experiencing the emotions and the dysregulation of other people, because we're seeing things happen to strangers on social media, or we're seeing things happen in front of us. Or, you know, obviously there are also things that happen directly to us that have a lot to do with us. So anyway, my point is, so I like have this knowledge. I've just learned this within the, you know, recently about the shaking and all like the physical things that you have to intentionally and consciously do to get your nervous system back to regulation. And so I get home after the Quick Trip incident, I guess you could say, and I like put my Target stuff away, and I'm like, I've got to shake this off. I have to like get back to somewhat of regulation. And it's not that it's like instantly you're going from super activated and regulated to down, like let's say you're at like a 100, you're not going to go down to a 0 in like 1 minute of shaking, but it does make a very, very notable difference. And there are of course other things, like you don't have to just shake, but that is like a very potent one, especially whenever like if you're super, super activated, probably breath work, like that may not be your first go-to. If you're like, I'm so activated, it may not be super accessible to do like some really intentional, like inhale for 6 and hold for 6 and then exhale for 8 and and then hum while you're exhaling. Like that may not be the most practical thing if you're in a state of activation. But something that is so incredibly easy to do is to literally just shake your body, like bounce up and down on your heels, shake out your arms, shake out your legs, If you have a vibration plate, stand on a vibration plate. If you have a rebounder, rebound. If you want to just like jump up and down, like on the floor, that can be really good. If you want to like kind of, this is hard to, I guess, explain without showing you, but I like literally, this is actually really good for, like chi stimulation as well as lymph, stimulation, but like kind of open palm slapping up and down your arms and your legs. Like obviously you're not slapping hard enough to hurt, but it's just like you're patting your bare skin and you're kind of just stimulating, and like it kind of brings you back into your body. That's a good one. So there's so many different things that you can do. You could get on the floor, get on all fours and do like some cat-cow movements, and you could lay on your belly and gently rock your hips side to side. That's incredibly soothing. So there are a lot of different things you can do, but the point is you have to do it because your nervous system is going to stay dysregulated and stuck over things that are literally not about you or that don't have anything to do with you. Like imagine that I just came home, felt dysregulated because of what I just witnessed, because for me, that's just really not a usual thing to witness. And hopefully it's not for you either. And imagine that I just like didn't do anything and I just was like, okay, that was really weird and I don't feel good. Like I feel kind of icky in my body that I just saw that, and I feel bothered, I feel dysregulated, but I'm just going to carry on with my day and I'm not going to do anything about it, and I'm not going to regulate or anything like that. That's going to stay in my body. It's not that I'm never going to like feel normal again after that, but my body, like the body keeps the score. That is going to stay in my body if I don't intentionally purge it, get it out, move my body, let it move through, get back to that neutral and regulated place. So my point is whenever we are seeing these things whether it be on social media, whether it be in real life, whether it be on a movie, on a TV show that even you even know that it's not even real and that nobody really got hurt and it's not real life, it doesn't matter. Again, your nervous system doesn't know. Your subconscious mind doesn't know. You might logically know, okay, this is a scripted TV show, and you know, like Ozark, I stopped watching it, but I mean, I loved it. Like it was so good, so entertaining, but I got so fucking activated and so like anxious because of the suspense in that show. And of course it's incredibly violent. And I just was like, I don't want to put this into my body and into my nervous system. And I made that decision before I ever even knew like the actual impact that what we watch has on our nervous systems. So I guess like intuitively, I just knew that was not good for me. And thank God, because it's not, it's not good for me. So anyway, definitely make sure that you are shaking it out, quote unquote, or doing whatever kind of physical movements you need to do to reset yourself, just like the wild animals do. And we need to learn from them on this one. They know what they're doing, and it is obviously working because their nervous systems aren't getting completely fucked by way more serious things that a lot of us encounter on a day-to-day basis. So anyway, that was totally not what I was going to talk about today, but I think that it was just really, that's where I'm at today. I literally just, right before I started recording this, I did my shaking. I'm going to stand on my vibration plate after this to help a little bit more. And then I'm going to go have a really nice grounding, protein heavy meal. And, you know, just kind of have a little bit of a chill evening, and that's okay. You know, that's what I feel like will be nourishing to me. I'm also like literally about to start my period. So, you know, we are more sensitive. We are more, vulnerable during those times. That's for sure. So also keep that in mind and give yourself grace. So, all right, go shake it out and enjoy your weekend. I will talk to you on Tuesday. If this episode sparked something in you, share it with a friend who needs it. Take a screenshot, post it to your Instagram story, and tag me at Intuitively Sydney. That's SIDNEY. I would love, love, love to see who's tuning in so I can connect with you and celebrate you. Have an amazing week, and I will talk to you next